cutting my head off, but in order to get this, I think you're going to have to, here I can take my shoes off. That helps some. Okay, so look at this beauty. Can you see? All the pretties in there. So this is for my traditional ladies and guys. So I'm debating adding another flower. This one has been wired and hot glued. Now, I would really like to have a big piece coming down this way, swooping. Like I did this one over here in the background, if you can see it or not. There's two issues with that. One, if I leave it like this, you can do it either way, which is really cool, depending on which traffic pattern you have in your door. Because they annoy Bill so bad when they bonk him in the face. It doesn't bother me, I just duck. So, this way, it comes down, and I could do a sweep coming even farther off, but when I do that, then you wouldn't be able to flip it. So that's a thought. And then I've got the orange berry here and here, and I've got the beige leaves, and I still have, no, I've used a whole stem or two of the beige leaves already. I just thought they were so pretty for my neutral people that are, like, I'm not real big on the orange and brown colors, but that's just my personal style. Now, I like other colors. Like, I like a really deep maroon right now. I'm liking, of course, red. I always like red. So that's one reason I really like this sunflower right here. But this bunch, I think I got them last year. I haven't seen them this year, and they may be coming out. And I haven't made it to, I'm burning up. I have to turn the air down. The heat's getting intense right here. But it's a good way to film because you can get enough light without needing all the big lights, which I have not invested in yet. I'm trying to decide if I need those. Probably do for those rainy days. But I'm really, really loving this. It's got little berries. Now, these styrofoam berries like this, of course, in the fall, you shouldn't have a whole lot of problem. I know you won't here in the South. No problem at all. But these will explode on you in the wintertime. They get wet and they freeze and that heats back up or warms back up freezing. I've had that happen before on other berries. So this one I would keep in a protected area because these are fragile. These that look like pecans, I'm not sure what they're made out of, but I feel like they'll be fine. The pine cone's fine. All of these silks are pretty good. Not sure how long these berries will last. So this wreath. Now, the thing about this corn husk on here, this is fabric. If it's real corn husk, it's going to turn mildewy and black, and that may be, and you may be good with that. And if you are, then fine. This is a good option this year. I like to use the regular corn husk just because it's natural and it's beautiful to me, but you do have to deal with the mildew issue if it's outside. Just like if you're driving down the field, if you're driving down the road and you notice a field as that corn is aging, you know, it's going to change color because it's in nature. So this wreath, for the most part, would do well with some, you know, exposure from nature and from the weather, but these berries, once, you know, most people would take this down, I think, once it got wintertime anyway. But this is also a wreath that you could hang in your house. The Hot Mess Express going back here behind me, you know, this would be pretty above a Thanksgiving display or a fall display or a Halloween display. Very easily you can make this work for Halloween. I'm going to show you how to do that. So I have 3 different ribbons that would work depending on your style. So, if you're a farmhouse, I love the black and white check. And I like this width. It's not the 2.5. This is like the 1.5. It just makes a pretty bow to me. I don't like fluffy big bows, but I know some people do, so I can tie either one. I like, I don't know if you call them laid back bows or I don't know, artistic bows, bohemian bows, gypsy bows, whatever you want to call them. I like bows that are a little bit non-traditional. But you can tuck this in. It's not tied or anything. Tuck that in and suddenly that works for your Halloween too. So that could actually go really well. That's black and white with it. Now I have a black and cream that I love, 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 love. This is gorgeous to me. Very bohemian. It just, oh gosh, it's so thick and heavy. So it's not gonna hang the same way. Let's make that tail longer. It's not gonna hang as well, and it's, you know, it's more expensive because of the quality of the ribbon. So you can make your bow, you know, let this be your background material or your foreground material and put something else in there with it. You can still put your farmhouse ribbon with this. I'm going to tuck this in the same spot just because I got a natural hole in that wreath right there. And so that's basically what I do. I look for a spot, you know, where it would really work well, like there. And you could always put one at the top. You could always put one at the bottom. You could always put one on the side. And then it's very easy just to wire it on and unwire it. Pipe cleaners, Chanel's, until I go way back. Chanel's work really well. It's also much better on my hands. It's not nearly as bad. Of course, that white's going to show up, you know, a lot on this. So I need some brown ones. Good to know. I could either spray these brown, like I need another project. You can tell. I have not finished fixing on this display because I thought you guys might like to see me do that. So I started and I said, just stop. I'll take it all back down. Whoa, come back here. I'll take it all back down, and so as I get this color scheme in here ready for fall and for Halloween, and then I usually kind of skip Thanksgiving. Not that I'm not thankful, because I'm blessed, and I know I'm blessed, and have a happy little family. Even though we're raising a teenager, keep us in your prayers. Yeah, the struggle is real, y'all. All right, so those two bows, let's get back to ribbon. I'm easily distracted by all the pretty things. So check this ribbon out. I love this one. This one's my favorite right now. So I think the cream, and you got your little touch of black in there. It's sophisticated. It works with farmhouse. It works without being farmhouse. It works with your traditional. It works with your cottage. If you're bohemian, gypsy soul, I got a little bit of that going on. So I'm just doing a real easy 3 bow just to kind of give you an idea of the color in there. But this is pretty. That's really pretty with it. Way off, won't I? How's that? So that's what I'm up to today. I'm currently burning up. I gotta bump the air down, don't tell Bill. I breathe in Dawson sometimes, but I do put this on. This shirt, love this shirt. I got it for fall, and it's, y'all, it is the softest, most comfortable material. But Generation, but it's spelled like Jenny. Generation Boutique. I've never seen them before. This is not sponsored. Oh my goodness. I pretty much so loved everything I clicked on. I don't even know how I found them. Probably on Facebook. Yeah. Haven't learned how to do all that for advertising. We'll figure that out one day. Maybe, maybe not. So this has got all these florals pretty much. I think this one too. Look at where that joker is going to fall off, but I have glued it. I think it's just doing its own thing though. I think all of these came from Hobby Lobby. This may not have, can't remember from last year. This wreath could have come from another place too. Hobby Lobby has them, of course. This is an 18-inch wreath, which works for most people's front doors. Most front doors are going to be 36 inches. Mine is actually 35 and a half. And that's standard. Like, it's very traditional, standard size door. And my door is turquoise right now, a dark turquoise, so this pops off of it. Now, if your door is brown, and putting brown on top of it, you might not like that. You could always spray paint your wreath. If you want white, you could start off with white, or if you wanted a cream wreath. Not even, it doesn't have to be sprayed solid. You can just lightly coat it, just to give it enough color that it pops off of that. You could even flip it over and start painting from the back to see if that would be enough to give you a little bit of a contrast. If you like the natural look and the brown on brown, then that works too. But I just know in the past when I've had a brown door, I had to be a little bit more careful about what I was putting on my door, because some things would kind of blend in with that door and you wouldn't get to see them as well. But this one's got enough beige in it that all of this is going to show it really well, and you really just have this one section right here. Now, I could easily go all the way around this wreath. It just makes it, more expensive for you and for me, and more time consuming, which makes things cost a little bit more. I could take the burgundy leaves that I have tucked over here, and I could keep going really easily and fill up this whole wreath. Some people like that look where it's completely solid. Some people don't. I make most of mine just for myself, showing some of the brown. That's just a personal preference. Some people like a very symmetrical wreath where everything's always about the same distance all the way around, which is pretty too. I tend to make things a little bit more freeform and wild. That's just my style. I guess what I naturally like to do. So I can make anything if I can get the materials. I've never seen anything that I couldn't make if I can get the materials. Being in a rural town, that's not always the easiest thing. When I had a friend that was a florist, and she's not with us anymore, but she would order me fresh flowers off of her truck, and she would get me some really cool, unusual things. But at that time, we just had a fresh truck coming through town, and I don't know who was at that time the supplier, but they were awesome because I had so many cool things that were fresh that I got to make arrangements with. That's been a long time now, because I'm not even sure if Dawson was born. If he was born, he was little. And I was making some really pretty fresh arrangements at that time just for things here at the house, for different parties and events and things. So this one, I'm gonna let this hang off some. I can always shape it back up round like the wreath. Now to ship this, the problem with shipping right now is shipping is so expensive, plus your boxes and all that. So when I'm making a wreath, I'm thinking about, how far it's coming off, just because I've got to be able to fit it in a box. But when I put this straight down into my box, this is going to very gently fold up. So it should be able to travel really well. That's what I'm hoping. I've got some friends and family that are going to be my guinea pigs, and they're going to, open these up, and they'll let me know how well they traveled. I already know. I've already watched the videos and followed some people and learned how to attach these in a box so they're safe as they can be. We have not had good luck lately at my house with things arriving. One light is in the garage, arrived, looks like someone ran over it. I'm not saying they did, it just looks like it was ran over. It's got to completely go back to Lowe's. Another, there was something else that came and it was destroyed. It's been like that a lot here lately. So we just not had good luck, and I'm sure nobody has done that intentionally. There's so much that nowadays, we got so much that we are delivering in the mail, UPS and FedEx and all those hardworking people, that accidents are bound to happen. So I've got to learn how to do this in a way that you get what you want. And I want it to be, I'm not going to make something that I would want somebody else to have that I didn't think I would want at my house. I just can't. Like, I want it to be as beautiful as I can possibly make it. If there's certain colors you want, at some point I certainly hope that I can accommodate that. And as a new business owner, I don't know all the ins and outs, so I am going to figure that out, because if I can multitask being an elementary school teacher, I can certainly multitask to make wreaths and home decor and give you tips along the way to help you make your home beautiful and comfortable and a cozy place for you and your family. So this is just a short video. I think it's short. I don't know how long I ran. You can tell I'm used to having an audience and start on one topic and get carried away. But this is gorgeous. I'm gonna hold that one more time. I got to glue this really well down here and probably wire it just for it to be secure. I'm so pleased with that one. What do you think? Pretty, pretty, pretty. All the fall vibes. So this for my traditional ladies and gents. Those of you that like the traditional colors, got a little bit of neutral in there to keep it up to date. I love it. It's really pretty, really pretty. So hot. Nothing like decorating for the fall in the heat of July in Alabama.